Okay, hey guys, it's Shiny Sparks.
And TCGRay.
And
today we'll be looking at my Dragon deck profile. So we'll start with the monsters. As you can see, I run 2 5-headeds. They've got 5,000 attack and defense, and they can be destroyed by battle against a light type. So they're a pretty good thing to run in any Dragon deck. Moving over, I have a Stardust Xiaolong. He's only got 100 attack and defense, but he's got a pretty cool effect where you have to attack him twice to kill him, pretty much. So it's always handy if you're like kind of last-ditch effort. Next to him I have a Tyrant Dragon. He's only got 2/9 attack, but so he's like 100 less than a Blue Eyes, but he can't be affected by trap cards that target him. So that's a pretty good effect there. Next to him I have 2 Exploded Dragons. If they die in a battle, they pretty much suicide and take the other monster with them. And you take no battle damage if you're attacking. Next to that I have a Blue Eyes White Dragon, just standard Blue Eyes, 3,000 attack. Next to him though I have Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon. He's pretty much the trump card of this deck. He's how I normally get out all my draw power from this deck. I run 3 because it's really easy to get out to. Next I have Prime Material Dragon. I can negate spells and traps, I think, and any damage that I would take or my opponent would take from an effect, they gain instead. So that's quite handy too if I get Magic Cylindered or something for like my 5-headed. I run 2 Luster Dragons just because they're beat sticks, and if I want to sacrifice for something. Next to that I run 2 Vanguard of the Dragon. I can mill cards from my hand. He gains power, and if he's destroyed by card effect, I get a special and normal type monster like my Blue Eyes. And then one of my favorite cards of this deck is a White Knight Dragon. Same stats as a Blue Eyes, but with an effect. I can negate the activation of any spell or trap card that targets the card and then destroy it. And if my opponent, say, attacks one of my other monsters, I can send a card, a spell or trap card on the field to the graveyard and redirect the attack at him, which is pretty good. Next to him I have 3 Red Eyes Wyvern, which are 1800 attack, and if I haven't normaled the turn that they're in the graveyard, I can remove them from play and special out any Red Eyes I have in the graveyard that isn't Red Eyes Black Chick. So that's another way to get them back from the graveyard. Next to that I have a Genesis Dragon, which I can send a dragon type monster from my hand to the graveyard and add 1 from my graveyard to my hand. So it's like so I can recycle my dragons that I don't need to use, like maybe my Red Eyes Darkness. And then next to that I have Mirage Dragon, which during the battle phase pretty much stops your opponents from using traps. Moving on to my spells, I run a Dark Hole because it's a staple. Swords, Revealing of Light, also a pretty common staple. Monster Reborn, again, staple. Next to that I have Dragon's Mirror, and that pretty much lets me remove 5 dragons or something to get out my 5-headed dragon. I run that and something else. Moving on, I have 2 Solidarities to boost up my dragon's attack even more. Next to that, Heavy Storm, which I run because it's good. And I can now because it's limited. Next to that I have Future Fusion, and that's for fusing, for getting out my other 5-headed. And then under that, 2 Mystical Space Typhoons. Moving on to traps, I have a Compulsory Evacuation Device because it annoys the fucking shit out of people. And then I have next to that Divine Wrath, negate the activation of an effect, monster's effect, and destroy it, but I have to discard a card. 2 Dark Bribes to stop spells and traps, Mirror Force, then I have Magic Cylinder, 1 Torrential, and then the last traps, Dimensional Prisons. So that's been my deck profile. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, I'd just like to apologize for the quality of the video. I know it's not the best, but oh well. Alright, thanks for watching.